Here's an example from Parliament. And just for your information, Donald Trump recently tweeted this video. Pelosi stammers through news conference. It's actually a great tweet, but the left want to censor him from doing that. So they say the video was altered, but it's not actually. It's just edited, as all videos are, including the one I'm recording right now. But get this. Here you have Canadians, and there were some Brits in our House of Commons for some reason too, lusting to censor the US president. Imagine what they would do to you, mere you. Take a look.
Deceptive information deliberately and maliciously spread through the tools created by social media companies are a harm to democracy. And that these deceptions, this disinformation is used to undermine senior politicians and public figures, public institutions, and to undermine the political process. With that in mind, could Facebook explain why it's decided not to remove the video of Nancy Pelosi that prevents a distorted impression of her in order to undermine her public reputation?
First, I want to be clear that we are taking action against that video.
I want you to answer the question as to why you, unlike YouTube, are not taking this film down.
It is our policy to inform people when we have information that may be false on the platform so that they can make their own decisions about that content.
Yet the video is allowed to remain, and that video being there is far more powerful than any legal disclaimer that may be written underneath it or over it. And why won't you say that films that are clearly fake and are independently verified as being fake, that are there to deceive people about some of the most senior politicians in your country, why wouldn't you take them down?
We have taken the approach to inform people that it is fake so that they can actually understand why that video is on the platform and what other independent parties have considered this to be. They have considered it to be false. And now they see this as on our platform if they go to share it. So all of these questions, I think they're very fair questions, but it allows people to make their own decision and allows them to tell others that it is false.
The issue here is to say if someone's making a film or slowing down a film or manipulating a film to try and create the false impression that a senior public figure is not fit for office, then that is an attempt to undermine them and the office that they hold. Now, I think this is not a question of opinion. This is not a question of free speech. This is a question of people manipulating content in order to undermine public figures. And my concern is that to leave that sort of content up there where it's undisputably fake, undisputably false and distorted, to allow permission for this content to be shared and promoted to other users is irresponsible. And YouTube have removed this content, and I don't understand why Facebook don't do the same.
First of all, I think it's really gross that a censor from the United Kingdom is allowed to sit in Canada's parliament like that, don't you? I mean, we know how bad the UK is. Keep your crap on that side of the Atlantic, please. The second thing is, he's a liar. That footage is not manipulated. It was edited, which was visibly apparent. It had all of her speech impediments and slurs and misspeaking put together in what we call a supercut, but it was not fake. He's a liar. And that's my view. Now, someone else who hates Donald Trump might say, no, it was fake. Well, we're allowed to have a difference of opinion. Just because some pompous prat flies over here from the UK and says it's not true, and it's resolutely not true, yeah, no, you're a politician and a liar too. And I, as a citizen, can make the choice. And you know what? Even if it is fake, I'm allowed to see fake things. I'm allowed to see satire. I'm allowed to see pranks or impersonations. That's half of comedy and satire. There was not one voice for free speech today. Because these are all powerful people, liberals, conservatives, and whatever these Brits are doing in our parliament. See, the liberals have the people they want to shut up. But I guess so do the conservatives, and certainly the New Democrats. They love shutting people up. Conservatives want to shut up people who like to talk about things that are too conservative for them. For example, they don't like criticism of immigration. They don't like criticism of political Islam. They don't like talking about how trans rights have gone nuts. They don't like talking about abortion. So yeah, there's a lot of things conservatives don't want to talk about. They have censorship in their blood too. All politicians do, of every stripe. It's part of being a politician, I think. Is that why Andrew Scheer's Conservatives and Stephanie Kusi haven't pushed back on this whole fake news censorship thing? Is that why that prat from the UK was allowed to come over here and abuse our parliament? Like having a Brit tell an American to censor in Canada. How gross is that? I noticed that Andrew Scheer no longer seems to object to the $600 million media bailout. He just objects to one of the people doling it out, Jerry Diaz of Unifor. I noticed that Andrew Scheer no longer proposes to privatize the CBC. He actually wants them to do more Canadian coverage. So yeah, no one seems to be an advocate for mere citizens and their freedoms, not even the Conservative Party. So look at Gould's announcement. This was her announcement yesterday. Let me read. However, these platforms have also been used to spread disinformation in an attempt to undermine free and fair elections and core democratic institutions and aggravate existing societal tensions. So the government is now telling Facebook and Google that they have to eliminate fake news, even though sometimes they're calling something fake news as fake. And they're not allowed to publish anything that might cause societal tension, which is just another way of saying a vigorous debate in which we're all allowed to vigorously disagree. Now, an election is how we resolve tensions. We vote on things, and that's how we resolve disputes. But Karina Gould is worried about that. She doesn't want there to be any tensions out there, any fake news out there, especially about her boss. There's too much tension about her boss. Best to silence it and call it fake. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.